said he's 15 minutes out.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, so we're waiting for that, and then we go back to hanging out.
And where's the camera and microphone?
I'm over here on this laptop.
Okay. I mean, be careful what you say. You might let out personal information.
Yes, we're going to leave it open. Yeah.
That's the other.
Okay. Here we are. Okay.
Do you want to move it?
Yeah, let me, sit down. What am I sitting on?
I don't know.
All right.
It's good for you.
Okay.
He had already called. Deborah said
Okay.
he had called.
Okay.
This-
Good morning. This is David Newmeyer. I'm the chair of the Lynchburg Electoral Board, and we are beginning a live stream for a risk limiting audit that we're conducting today with instructions from the state. And we are waiting at the moment for a state employee to arrive with a special scale that we're going to use for the ballot counting process. He says he's about 15 minutes away. So we will get started, we hope, in 15 or 20 minutes. We're going to just leave this link up and running so people know that we're still here, but we're not going to be doing any other presentation until we've got that set up and ready to start. So thank you for being with us, and stay tuned.
Can I pause it?
How about, you want to mute it? Can we just mute it?
Try.
Yeah, I don't get to see tonight.
Go ahead.
So these we've been
Oops.
given.
Stop. Are we unmuted?
I'm unmuted.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. I'm going to do an introduction first.
Oh.
You may- All right.
No, you're fine.
Okay, all right. We have, okay. Morning again, this is David Newmeyer of Lynchburg Electoral Board. We're going to do a brief demonstration of how the sampling and examination process is going to work with the ballots today. The person with the state who has just arrived with the state scales that we're actually going to use has just pulled in, so he's going to take a few minutes to set up. So in the meantime, we're going to demonstrate with just a regular office scale, which allows us to demonstrate the principles involved. So we're going to go ahead and start with that right now. We'll do introductions of everybody in the room once we start the formal procedure. And right now, I'd like to introduce Drew Morris, who is a part-time assistant in our registrar's office. He is a senior at EC Glass. He is a math whiz like no one I've ever met. He's planning on a college and a career in mathematics. And he's been a delight for us to work with, so he's going to demonstrate this procedure right now. So, Drew, please go ahead.
Okay. So we have been given a random selection of ballots from each batch, and that's what is right here in front of you. And so we have to find those ballots in each batch. And rather than count to them, which would take forever, what we can do is this. There's instructions here if there's only 2 sets. Okay. But what we can do is we can weigh them instead to find that ballot number we're looking for. So first, this is 100 ballots per se. They're just blank paper, but this is 100 sheets. What we do is we take it, we weigh the 100 sheets to find an average of what each piece of paper will weigh, because there's going to be a little bit of variance between each individual sheet. So this will show us what that average is. So we take the weight, which here is 1 pound and 0.37 ounces, so 16.37 ounces, and we divide that by 100. Why is this not working?
You want 0.1627.
Yeah. So that would be 0.1637 ounces per ballot. Now, what we would do is say we were trying to find the 37th ballot in this stack. What we would do is we take 37, which is the number of the ballot we're trying to find. We're going to multiply it by that weight per ballot, 0.1637. And that means that we're going to want to weigh out 6.05 ounces of ballots. So we start with the top and we flip over onto the scale in order to preserve that order of ballots until we reach that target weight. And I said the 37th ballot. So this is 5.98 ounces, which is closer than the 6.17, which is weighing with the extra ballot. And this is supposed to be accurate within 2%. So now, since I said 37, I'm going to count this stack out. And this bottom ballot should be the 37th ballot within a 2% error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
That's impressive. That's very impressive.
Like magic.
Yep.
It's like math.
Right.
And that should apply for any number you're trying to find. Especially, there's a one on here that says 2,600, around 2,600. So instead of having to count out 2,600 ballots, you'll be able to weigh them out, and it should be much faster.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you, Drew, for that. I neglected to mention, I think that Drew is a senior at EC Glass. So go Hilltoppers. And
Yes.
we thank you, Drew, for the demonstration. We're going to take another pause now while we set up the scales from the State Board of Elections. And then we'll do a formal introduction again and start our actual process. So stay tuned. Make sure everybody's visible on camera. Okay, are we off mute?
We are off mute.
Okay, good. Welcome back. We are ready to start our risk limiting audit. I will start off by introducing people around the room, and then we will proceed with an explanation of the risk limiting audit and get it underway. So I'll introduce myself and ask each of you to introduce who you are, your name, and if you're here on behalf of a party or you're an employee of the registrar's office, to identify that as well. So, okay, we'll start with the electoral board members first. I'm David Newmeyer. I'm the new chair of the electoral board. Our vice chair is Carolyn Shareko, who's actually watching this procedure online. She was just appointed 2 months ago, and she is the vice chair. And our secretary is
John Cobbs, Pittsburgh Electoral Board.
Good. And John, how many years have you been on the electoral board?
At least 20.
20. He's a young man. Okay, he's going strong. Okay, good. Next we have two experienced officers of election who've done many elections with us. They're going to introduce themselves. Go ahead, Vicki.
I am Vicki Bradley. I am the precinct chief for the Vine Center. I have been with the registrar's office since about 2006.
Hi, I'm Patricia Jones. I am the assistant chief at Sheffield Elementary School.
Good. And because by law, we in appointing officers of election, we have to give precedence to people who've been nominated by the political parties. Vicki has represented the Democratic Party, Lynchburg Democratic Party, and Trish, the Republican Party, here for years for us. We have invited the political parties to send observers on behalf of the party to this process, and we're going to introduce them next. Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nicole Sanders. I'm chair of the Lynchburg Democratic Committee.
And I'm Steve Troxel, and I represent the Republican Party of Lynchburg.
Great. And we have a couple of employees of our registrar's office. Christine, can you come around on camera?
Hi, I'm Christine Gibbons. I've been the registrar for the city of Lynchburg for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Good morning, I'm Kim Connor, I'm the deputy registrar. I've been with the city of Lynchburg for 22 years this April.
Okay. Drew, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Right.
I'm Drew Morris. I'm an intern at the registrar's office, and I've been assisting with since early October.
Great. Okay. We are physically located in the office of the clerk of the circuit court. Todd Swisher is the clerk. Todd, do you want to just step on camera, because we're going to be seeing you back and forth during the day?
Good morning.
By law, the circuit court clerk has custody of the ballots after an election is completed. After we are done counting them in the registrar's office, then they are stored here for 2 years and then destroyed thereafter. We also have an employee from the State Board of Elections, and Keith is going to introduce himself.
Good morning. My name is Keith Balmer. I work with the Department of Elections, and I am here to observe the process.
Right. Not everybody. Good. The risk limiting audit procedure is taking place statewide this week. It is a sampling procedure in which ballots are randomly pulled according to a random number generator from the State Board of Elections, and each local board of elections received instructions. We had previously submitted a list of all of our containers that hold the ballots with whatever naming system the locality uses, and we are given instructions then from the state on which ballot numbers to pull. So, for example, in container number 1 of our Lynchburg ballots, we have instructions to pull ballot number 127, and then a subsequent ballot in another batch, then maybe a couple ballots pulled from that batch. Some of the numbers go pretty high. I think we have one at the 2,400 level. So as Drew demonstrated earlier, rather than physically count those ballots by hand, we're going to be using a weighing process to get to that number of ballots. And what we're doing on a statewide basis is confirming that with this random ballot poll, that in fact the votes in November 3rd for the presidential candidates and for the U.S. Senate candidates, in fact, accurately reflect what was reported during that election week. So this is an after-the-fact sort of test to make sure that numbers were accurate. So that's what we're going to be doing. We'll turn our numbers as we count these votes into the state, and then the state, I think on Monday, we'll do Tuesday, a state meeting to receive and approve these numbers. And I think that will be available online, if I remember. And we will post the video link for that on our Lynchburg Registrar website in case anybody wants to watch that. So I think we're ready to start. And Christine and Todd, you want to bring out our first batch?
Absolutely.
Of ballots. Okay, thank you, Todd.
When you do the selection for each batch, make sure you start with the largest number in that batch, so that it doesn't, because the placeholder papers are not going to the same weight as each ballot.
Okay.
You can slightly skew which one's chosen.
Good. All right. Yeah, glad you reminded us of that, and we'll explain that when we get started. Okay, I explain that. Okay. The way we're going to go through each batch is start with the highest random number selected first, because in each stack of ballots, we're going to place a placeholder piece of paper. It's colored paper. It's numbered with that number of ballots. These pieces of paper have a different weight than the weight of the ballot sheets. So by going backwards, starting at the high number and going down to the low number, we're not continuing to weigh a changing weight of total ballots. So we start with the maximum number and work down. And I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. You want to hold that up to the camera so people can see one of the.
Oh, good idea. Thank you, Dave.
So when you weigh out,
You want to mention about
weigh out
the
the 120
stickers you're going to
ballots,
put on the ballots?
put in that
Well,
placeholder.
Excellent point.
That 120 ballot stack is now different weight than it was before,
Because you have placeholder.
because the placeholder is slightly lighter than the ballot. So then if you were to go on to the 160th, now you're weighing that slightly lighter weight for that first 120 and then an additional 40. So it's going to throw off it's going to make you put on more weight, and you're going to select later and later ballots. So if you start with the last one, you're not re-weighing that placeholder. And so then you don't have to worry about skewing your data more than it already would be just because of error of the scale.
Okay. Drew was just explaining more about why we go through the stacks backwards. And the ballots that we do pull, that we preserve, there's a pink sheet, if you want to show us that, Trish, right now, with labels, and we label each of those ballots on the back, because we do set those aside, and that identifies where they were in the process. Yes.
Could we
Vicky.
clear this table with only essential materials so that we can use this as a workstation?
I think that probably makes sense. Where's Christine?
Since she's in the back.
You need her for something?
Yes, ask her, hold her head out. Oh, here she is. Can we clear this table, Vicky? Yes, we can use it as a.
Can we use this as a workstation and just keep what we need on it?
Yeah.
Do we need this?
No, that's just my stuff.
Okay. So I'm just gonna place this.
You put it up there. Put it in forward.
Yeah, because I think we're gonna actually use this space over here. Also, so we can use this over there.
Where do you want me to put that envelope?
These,
we won't be doing this until the end, right?
That's right.
Okay, so we can just leave these, we want to keep these handy. Just have these right here. And then we can use this table to actually use our ballots, work with our ballots. And then we can use this table to record in front of you guys. Is that okay? Okay.
That's perfectly fine, and Christine, put your box to put your box
Okay.
you're done with
Okay,
in over here.
okay. So we'll actually need these materials over here. Placeholder. Brightly colored. I don't know.
They're looking for one. That's Heritage Baptist.
That's possible. Which one is possible? Z?
Yeah.
Well, that's 4-1. All right, that's 4-1. This one's.
Yeah, you're gonna need 1-1, 2-2, 2-4.
Well, I think what they're doing is they're bringing them all out
Right.
instead of bringing them out as we're going to work with them, which is
Right.
fine. That's fine. So we'll just have to wait until they bring 1-1 out before we start.
And I think the audience might want to know which ones we're looking at. We're looking at Ward 1, Precinct 1, which Heritage Baptist. Ward 2, Precinct 2, which one is that?
Well, what we can do is
Let's
as
announce
we,
them one by one.
One by one? Okay.
I think that's probably enough to start us off. You want to, Todd, if you want to line up the other boxes just by the doorway, so but we've got enough out here to start off.
We have a count.
Oh, we don't have our first
Yeah.
out. Never mind.
yes, he's just bringing them all
You
out.
you don't have to start at the top.
Okay, so we could start with,
Whatever you guys, this
this is for.
this is cat container number 5.
Okay,
So which would mean container number 5, these are the 3 you would need to pull out of
this one, okay.
this one.
So how did you identify that this box is cat 5?
Container number,
Oh,
Because
okay,
I can-
gotcha,
uh-huh.
gotcha. Okay, right on.
so we can start. with
Which one?
this. So we do not have to-
Is it okay?
So we're starting with a box of ballots from the central absentee precinct, which is where all the absentee ballots are counted. As you know, a lot of the voting took place in November by absentee, so there are a lot of ballots from the central absentee precinct. Physically, that's the central absentee precinct is just a conference space within the registrar's office.
Drew, are you on standby?
Sure. So if you have 3 numbers to pull out of that box, you're gonna start with the largest of those 3.
2665.
Okay, so you're gonna start with that number.
We're gonna pull.
Okay.
First and later, right?
So you're gonna have to pull 100 out of that box first and wait then.
Okay.
Is that
So you
cat-
can count
cat
literally
5?
count 100?
Yes.
That's,
Okay, okay,
it is for,
I'll count.
that's the standard.
Okay. So for the first batch, we are physically counting 100 ballots, so we know exactly how much that weighs. We will not have to do that for every box of ballots.
7, 8, 9, 10. Pat, could you, just for an added layer,
Count with you.
count behind me?
Okay.
And so I'm gonna count out 100 in stacks of 10s, and then she's gonna go behind me. And if you could just wait until I do it, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Steve, you know that when we're in the precinct, when we open the ballots, we have to do this.
That is
And so it
correct.
just stands to reason that
Yeah.
it's just as important on this end as it is when we open the packs.
Understood, we need to
One,
use this scale to
two,
figure out what each ballot weighs so we can do the math.
5,
Alright.
6,
On this sheet, it's
7,
gonna keep track of which ones.
8, 9, 10.
for the purpose of social distancing, could we put that on the floor so that I can move these down and then you
Yes.
can move down? And I don't mean to ask you to keep lifting that.
Well, no, I think we can turn it around here and I can stand down here and we'll be I can move this now.
Okay. I'm not sure how many is there. I know it's not 10 yet. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 6?
It's 7.
So that's 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 1, 2, 3,
I don't
4,
know what that's going away and whether it's going away in
6,
ounces or
7,
pounds or grams.
8, 9,
Doesn't matter what it's set to as long as it's the same standard
1,
across the entire process.
2, 3, 4,
Put it in the truck.
5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. David, did you explain what that bond is to the audience?
So there's some,
Okay. I just don't know that they know that that's different from, someone might think, well, I tried to do that precinct before. Okay. Okay.
there's a big one.
Okay. Good.
It's going to bring in.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Oh, it's gonna give both
Better
kilograms and pounds.
it's the hardest.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is
Okay.
perfect starting point.
And we'll probably use the kilograms one because that'll be easier to convert to.
Yeah. So I need to
Sorry.
see the formula.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna give you both pounds and kilograms.
Oh,
So
great. Okay.
You can probably use kilograms because it'll be easier to convert between than changing pounds to ounces and back and forth.
Are grams smaller,
Grams are in
increments and
base.
ounces?
Grams are in base of like 1,000 per.
No, I understand that, but is a gram a smaller unit than an ounce?
Yes.
So we actually get a finer
A finer,
count using
yeah.
grams. Thought it was, but
It's,
I get in trouble when I make assumptions, so I ask.
We've just had a discussion that the scale from the state offers us both ounces and grams in which to measure. Grams are a smaller measure, so we're going to use that for more accuracy.
Oh, yes, please.
Lifesavers to endure the process.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. David.
I may use these as a substitute cough drop. I thought I had a bunch in my pocket and they're all in my car.
John.
I'm good, thank you.
I have cough drops if you need them.
Thank you. You'll know if I need them.
Okay.
I'll be very vocal about it.
All right, we have 100 ballots.
Okay.
You got your blue things underneath too.
Yeah. Okay.
Placed on the scale.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
we stack them all the same way, the place ones go?
Sure, as long as it's been certified that that's 100.
Yeah, she did, she just double.
We have agreement from our election officials that we have counted 100 ballots here, which we will proceed to weigh.
All right, so
What does it say under the kilograms?
0.689.
0.689.
So we're gonna multiply
Kilograms.
this by 100.
Let's write that down.
So we're gonna divide that by.
So 0.688 kilos.
688 or 689?
It just changed back to 689, 88. It was 689.
It's right on the cusp.
So that means you're gonna
So we're gonna do 0.688 divided by 100.
It'd be 68.8 grams.
It'll be, no, you divide by 100. Well, no,
So,
5,000. No, 100, yeah, sorry.
so point zero
That'll be
zero.
0.00688 kilograms. Or
6.88 grams.
6.88 grams, yeah.
All right,
So
so,
one ballot weighs 6.88 grams. So that's the
so
measure
this
we'll
is the
use
magic number that we have
in
right here.
weighing ballots to
All right, so what's
achieve the
First
numbers,
one that we're looking for.
number count.
2665.
Okay, so 2665 times 0.00688 equals, we're looking for 18.3352.
That's how many kilograms you want to weigh.
Okay, so, and what's the total number of that? Like, if we're pulling ballot number what?
2665.
26, okay, so the first ballot that we're pulling is in this stack of ballots, and we have to pull number 2,665. So we're going to by weight.
The weights.
Put that on top of.
18.3352 kilograms.
18.3352 is the magic number.
Okay.
And as long as it's done by flipping the face down, that preserves the order.
Yes.
You have to turn them over.
Face is staying down.
Yeah.
That's face up right
Face
now.
up, face down. Yeah, straight out of the.
Yes, okay.
So I was right, Steve.
If you brought them straight out and you come over this way, then you're inverting the order. If they come out of there, they have to be flipped over so that the top is on the bottom, if you're going up.
Um,
I mean, at this point, well, the
Right.
only reason it would matter is when you get to the lower numbers.
they're right up, they are face up in the box.
No, they're back and forth in here. They weren't all collated as all face up. They're every which direction.
Oh, I see, they're all loose that way.
Well,
Okay.
they're in several different directions. in here.
Several different directions, okay.
Those we pulled out, and they are face down, but these are face up
Okay.
as we pulled them out, so.
It doesn't matter
What-
which way each individual sheet is, as long as when you move them, they go out and stay in the same order as when you're moving
Okay.
them on.
And so that's what we have been doing.
No, that's not what you've been doing. When she picks them up, like this, and they come over here, you have to turn them over,
Regardless of which way they're facing, yes.
and you haven't been turning them over. And you need to be turning them over to keep them in the same numerical order, regardless of how they're printed.
I think if our goal is from this stack to pull ballot number 2665, I don't see how the order of face up or face down.
Because then you have-
because we're
Because
still,
then you have to back up and get 2120 and 2076. So
which will
if,
be
so
lower down, yeah.
if you keep flipping them back and forth, then you're interchanging the numbers.
Each ballot individually doesn't have to be a specific orientation, but if you pull them straight out and stack them, that bottom ballot is going to be, instead of being like all the way from 1 to 2632, it'll be like the 1 on this top will be 1,000, and then on top of that it'll be 2,000 to 1,000. It doesn't preserve the order, so it just needs to be flipped over every single time out of the box.
Let me just say at this point,
I see.
do the math and figure out how many ballots are currently sitting on this.
Okay.
Look at the weight and then multiply. Tell me how many ballots are sitting on this.
7.36. 7.367. Is that what?
Right in here, just like that.
0.008688. Sorry.
Yeah, I just need to know how many ballots are sitting on this scale at the moment.
Yes. Okay, so I gotta do it in reverse. 7.367 divided by 0.03688. There should be approximately 1,071 ballots.
Okay, this does not matter now because it's not going to enter into the count. But from now on, when they come out this way, you have to flip them this way and put them on there so that when we get up to 2665 and we come back down to 2120 and 2076, they remain in the order that they were in the box. So we haven't done anything that would mess up the statistical numbers.
Yep.
But as they come out, they have to be flipped over in order to stay with the statistical numbers that we're supposed to find.
Right. I agree with Steve. I think that's a good description.
So
Flip them
which,
at this point.
flip these?
So you just pull them out straight, hand them to Vicky, and Vicky, you do this and put them on the stack.
Flip.
And then we'll be good.
They're confidently flipped.
There you go.
Confidently flipped. Confidently.
Well, I tell you what, when you work at the polls all day, you learn how to have fun when you're doing the boring.
Okay, exactly. So we need to pay attention to this number on the scale because we're trying to get to this number right here.
18.3352 kilograms.
All right.
And if you take them off, they also need to be flipped back when you take them off.
Okay. I can much better handle flipping. We're getting close.
If they're starting to, just make sure
Okay.
they don't come too far this way. It's
I'll come back this way.
because we're making contact over here. We don't want to do that.
We're getting really close.
So smaller stacks now?
Yes.
17.82.
Oh, we're
18.27.
really close. So like, yeah. Unbelievable. That is.
Okay. So that is exactly the right number we have there?
We are getting very
What is
close.
the number there?
18.328 compared to 18.335.
Okay.
So one ballot can flip it off.
All right. So I need
I
to
just
take
gave
one
you
off.
2, so take one off.
Yeah, and see which number's closer. There you go.
Wow.
Money.
Okay.
Exactly.
All
So
right.
that top ballot is the one that you need to take out, and that is the
This is the one we're going to use.
Okay.
yes, that is the ballot that is
Can you give me the
2665.
placeholder or the pink sheets first?
One of each.
Need both.
Yeah.
Okay. This is out of the cap.
This is five.
Cat 5, 2665.
26.
So it's not on this page.
That was exactly right.
Do you have another one of these, Christine?
Another one of those.
And where we, 2665? Because these don't say Cat 5, it just says, but this is.
Batch number 23.
That is
So
the
what you're
only
looking at,
2665 on the page.
it won't take your batch. See?
Oh, okay, so it's
batch
batch 23?
All right, so here's.
And so we can just put it right here, Christine?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
Right there
okay?
would be fine.
Okay.
And then you want to find it here. So what you're looking for is batch 23 and 2665.
Didn't see that column.
All right, so put the
I didn't see the
placeholder
batch
right
number
here.
column.
Now, where do we label the ballot? On the back? The pink label is on the back or the front?
Front,
Front. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
then they
So then we
would then
gotta read
hand
that.
tally it.
okay?
And
Okay. So we record that. So Trish is going to read. Who's going to read it out? And who's going to record it?
Patricia's gonna read, I'm gonna record.
Okay. On this ballot number 2665 from the
We
Central
have
Absentee Precinct.
Trump.
Go
What's the
ahead.
batch number first?
23.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Trish.
We are, at this time, we're recording the batch and the ballot
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
And so
Ballot
what's-
number is 2665.
Okay,
We have 1 vote for Trump. Gade. Klein.
what's that, repeat that name?
Ben Klein. Kristen, we don't have.
Is this for congressional or just the
It's
Are we
U.S.
just
Senate,
doing this?
presidential
Not
and
doing
U.S. Senate.
this?
only president and senate, not for Congress?
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
Klein is for
Correct.
So we
Congress, so
just-
he'd not be
okay.
on the sheet.
Yes.
So where do we do it? Where do we?
That's,
We don't
Oh,
do the
okay.
House.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
And then where's the small box?
So this ballot goes right here. And then we're
And then
gonna
you're
move on to
done.
the next one.
Okay,
Yes.
so
So
we've
now
just
we're gonna-
recorded the votes for president and U.S. Senate from that ballot.
Yes.
We're done with that ballot, so now we're going to do this 13 more times.
Way to go.
2120, correct?
Yes.
So 21, 20.
So we're gonna,
So now,
we're gonna do 0.00688 times 2120,
5, 6.
and that's the weight we're gonna try to get down to.
Okay.
okay.
now
So
we're gonna
before
So
we,
we're gonna take these off
put them back in the, put
and
them
flip
back.
them back
Put
over
them back, yeah.
and put them back in the box.
Right.
Until you hit 14.5856.
okay. So now you're going to flip.
Yes, now I'm flipping. You just take off and hand to me and I'll flip them back to the box.
Okay.
You'll want to take off the smaller numbers though, because you're already pretty close.
Yeah, no, I'm already, all right. So I just have to, because we're already extremely close. So,
Just take off a small.
whoa.
Yep.
Smaller.
Yeah. You're within 0.3 kilograms.
Whoa. All right.
They're playing Jenga or something.
I know.
right?
It's like playing Jenga backwards. Sorry, I'm trying to
It's okay.
get right to the number.
14.5856.
Yes.
So just a few. Try 1 or 2 more.
All right, that's one.
All right.
I'm just taking one more.
Okay.
One more.
Yeah, it's like maybe 5 or 10.
Trisha, I'm sorry. This is your exercise for the day.
Right. I'll
Yeah,
have
you
my
know.
steps in by the time.
Yeah.
Well, you could move the chair or slide the box closer.
In fact, there's no reason not to do that. Thank you, Steve.
Hey, I'm as lazy as the next person. If there's a way to do it easier, I'll come up with it.
So try 1 more and see if that gets closer to 585.
I think we're gonna stop.
That is 3 grams off of the target weight.
Okay, and is that the closest we're going to get?
Yeah.
Take one off and see how far it is away after taking it
So
off.
it's 6.88 and 3.
Yeah, with the ballot on, it's closer.
Okay. So that's our number right there.
And this is our ballot?
That's
Uh-huh.
fine.
Yes, that would be 21.
So this is about 2120 from the stack of the central absentee precinct.
Yeah, batch number 23. You might want to turn it so that.
Oh, yeah, so
because
when we
you put
flip
back,
it, it's gonna be,
flip it.
yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. So that's still batch,
That's 23,
and the ballot number is,
2120,
thank you. Okay.
Biden. Warner. All right, now we are looking for 2076. So 2076 times 0.00688.
282.
Yes, that's where we're headed.
Wow. Okay. So,
Small
Just
steps.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And it's allergies. I'm not contagious or anything.
I've had the
Has
worst
that been
problem with,
corroborated? Do you have that in writing?
Well, all I know is when I came in, I was at 92 point something, and so I don't have a fever.
Mm.
They always check me in at my daughter's office, and I always come out at 97.7, so.
That's my steady temperature too. Oh, sorry.
Ooh, what flavor are these? They're pretty good.
They are menthol.
Okay. Yeah. I normally get honeys.
Mhm.
They're probably the best that I've run across, but these are pretty good.
And they're sugar free too.
I'm so sweet already, I don't need to.
Exactly.
That hadn't been corroborated.
Sounds like that.
Yeah. See, John just laughs at me. Vicky keeps me humble.
You said you taught at Liberty?
Mhm.
What did you teach?
Students mostly.
I think he's been asked that before.
Video production.
Video production.
That's 14.29. So,
I think we have to stop.
yeah, we'll try taking another one off because it's 8.2 we're trying to reach and it might be close.
Wow, you're right.
There you go.
That's why we brought the man who knows
All right.
math.
Noted, he's a hilltopper.
All right. So,
That is 2070.
We are
actually lived in
pioneers.
The house that Jimmy Bryan lived in for 20 years. So that's
So
my
it's this
connection to
right here,
Easy
right?
Glass.
Legend.
That's true. And an incredibly sweet guy.
It's a great day to be alive in Lynchburg.
Bingo. That's almost the first thing I heard when I came to town.
Okay, I have recorded the batch and the ballot number.
Okay. Biden. Warner.
Okay,
All right. So
all right, that completes that box.
CAP back.
Woo-hoo. Yeah,
Okay.
that was success.
And we did three ballots there.
Yes.
Right.
Good, good.
So what do you want me to do?
Just give me a little bit and let me talk off this side of the stack.
All right, I'm not flipping, you flip.
Yeah. Now, go ahead and flip that. I'm not sure it matters whether you flip them because they weren't flipped before.
The ones on the bottom. of the stack.
So, I mean, it's irrelevant
Yeah.
to what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can flip them or not. It doesn't
Okay.
really matter at this
Okay.
point in the stack because we
didn't
had that
pull from that
misunderstanding
part of the
earlier.
stack.
Okay.
Not start of the stack.
This one doesn't.
But for the rest of them,
Yes.
flip them and then flip them back when they actually do this. So we had 3 successful polls. And with the largest degree of error was 3 to 1.
All right.
So now we have to
Todd here.
seal. Oh, we do that later, don't we?
Oh,
Okay,
I
we
don't know,
finished
we'll
our
find
first
out. Christine, do you want us to go through the
I
sealing?
would go ahead and see it.
Let's do it all right now.
On the first one, there was no error on the
Go
weight.
back.
On the
Oh, we're
second,
gonna seal it.
3 grams of error. And the third one, there's 1 gram of error.
You said it's like 2%.
Yeah, it's about 2%.
So we're sealing the boxes back up for storage like we would do on election night with information that this is an adjudicated box for the non-adjudicated ballots.
Okay, so
We'll fill out that information. So you are batch ID number 23. The batch size was 2,922. We took out 3, and then so minus. Yeah.
29.
So if you could just smooth it out, thank you.
So, at the city of Lynchburg.
I think the glare and it being clear.
Put on here, top. Batch 5. Today's date. Oh, hold on, Todd, we're not done.
Oh, yeah, we have, sorry.
November 3rd election. Sign and date it.
Do I sign also?
You
just one
guys have to sign here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
this,
all of that is, that's a 2-year, they know for 2 years, they know that, yeah.
Okay,
So put it on the top of it,
like that?
yeah, that'd be fine.
and then we just sign this.
Uh-huh. Put the same information at the top, that the election,
And just write cat batch.
cap batch number 5. And then sign like normally would on election night.
And just put this label on top?
Do like you normally would do,
Okay.
like on a seal on the bottom, one of the sides.
Bada
Maybe,
bing,
you know,
bada
seal
boom.
two sides of it.
You want two sides?
Seal the two sides. Are you leaving now?
No, I'll stay longer if you want.
Yes, we would like you to. But we want you.
And that has been corroborated.
I'm not on my math game today.
Now you can take
There we
it
go.
and put it back.
Okay.
And then you guys, what do you want to do next?
We'll just do whatever this box is.
Yep.
It's 4-1.
Yeah.
4-1.
There's two ballots out of that one. The
And what precinct is 4-1? We have-
Cross-
I only see one ballot out of 4-1.
That's right, yes. Okay.
yeah.
Cross point.
We're now going to pull ballots from the,
Oh,
those
4-1.
collected at Cross Point Community Church on Timberlake Road.
So,
This precinct 4-1.
Or Ward 4, precinct 1.
Yes.
However people are comfortable with it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. It's just so that when we
Yeah.
say, that we say, so they'll
But it
know.
is also on there. It should be on.
Oh, okay, that's right, yeah.
on the
Okay.
boxes, too.
Okay.
And I do know those.
You what?
I do know those by heart.
Oh, good.
Now, my question is, all the ballots are standard size, right? So they wouldn't vary between each batch.
I don't think so.
So
Okay,
you don't have to
so,
recount 100.
Not unless they have pens with
this
really
is what we
heavy
need
ink.
to be mindful of the
Really heavy
orientation.
what?
When we
Oh.
take them out, right?
Okay. I think we all use the same pens at all the precincts, so.
Okay. Am
so
I
I did the
flipping now?
math, and this is your magic.
You've already done the math? Okay.
You're finding 1754?
And, yeah,
Times
Ricky,
zero.
you'll put on the scale,
Zero.
and Chris will flip when they go back in.
All right, so now I need to flip.
You need to flip.
12.067 kilograms.
Yes, ma'am.
0.756.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. So when you're taking them out, they're not all the same way, are they?
No.
Okay.
You flip it?
Yeah.
Ballots themselves don't have to be in a specific orientation. It doesn't matter how they came out of the box, they need to be flipped over.
At the end of the day, we don't care which way they're facing, we just want them in the box.
Just want them in the correct order.
I tell the voters they can put the ballots in the machine anyway but sideways.
You gotta take some off.
Oh, yeah, I do. Let's see. You can, yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
No, just like one at a time. Yeah.
One more, for sure.
Yeah, definitely at least one more. I'd probably say three more. Yeah, one more. And that is.
Oh,
Right on
wow,
money.
wow.
He's good.
So it's this ballot.
Yes.
1754 is that one, right?
This is ballot number 1754 from this precinct.
Batch 15. Officially batch 15.
What proportions are we expecting? Like, what are we comparing?
1754. Okay, I'm ready.
Trump. Warner.
That's a nod.
That one's done.
Are they combining all the?
That's
all
the tall vote.
Okay, never mind.
Taller candidates over history have doesn't matter.
Yes.
Let's But they should have.
But I can think of a Republican candidate that's gonna have a distinct advantage over the rest of the Republican
Each county's brand.
candidates. If that's true.
Thank you, John.
So this is a
Yeah.
statewide limiting on it, which is different. I'm not quoting from the law.
Okay.
You are.
I was like, why would they? Why would they try to find where?
There has been hair on the scale, and I have weighed it and flipped it, and I'm gonna now remove it.
Vicky, what's on the scale?
Hair.
Hair, okay.
Yeah.
We're removing a hair.
We're not recording hair.
I wondered where mine went.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
That's true. You know, Elmer Towns always says that God only made a few perfect heads. Everybody else he gave hair.
Yeah, please, yes, yeah. I read it, just, I hope I brought enough. Number 3.
We've had two perfect weights. And the one was
Did you need
heavy
some?
by 3.
Or you
the one was heavy by 1.
Filling this out.
Oh, you need to know the precinct?
Precinct is 4-1.
Yes, I'd be happy to help you whatever you're doing.
You received the invitation, didn't you?
I did, I'm not good at picking up the indirect comments, but,
Yeah, if you could just do that.
she knows how to communicate with the male speech. A 2x4, I'll.
You know, I don't mind the 2x4 approach as long as they hit me correctly on top of the head, because the added height gives me more of an advantage in an election.
Yeah. People.
All right,
Okay.
good.
Like I said,
We
we gotta
have to
have
put our deal, right.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't think so. Let Vicky see it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's right.
Grading, so this is actually.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
Somewhat more fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's a guy at U of L. His first name is Dan. He lives up the street from me. And he used to be the chair of communications.
This one, no, it's not, yeah, but I'll get it, you don't have to get it, I've got it. You just.
Sorry, I can't remember your name. They tell me as you get older, it's the first thing that goes, but I don't remember
Oh,
what
you
it
got
is.
this?
No, he's great. He is in poli-sci.
Okay.
And so he was actually the dean who hired me.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he,
Okay.
yeah, he was dean of communication studies for a while, but. he's
Yeah,
actually-
yeah.
How do you know, Kim, how does it, how she wants this cap 6?
It says
She wrote it on it.
6.
Oh, what's that, what's
Do
that?
you live on
secret?
Pennsylvania?
It says
Because it looks like,
I'm sorry?
yeah, it looks like it's
Pennsylvania.
container 6.
I live on Woodruff.
So container
Oh,
6
okay.
is cap 6
Cross street.
from, yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's,
okay.
Dan always walks to work.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll be out.
All right, so,
I offered him a ride one time when it was kind of misty, moisty, and
this one has 2 in it, Patricia.
trying to remember. Normally he doesn't.
This has 2 in it, right?
Does it?
Yeah, I think so. Cap
But,
6.
yeah, he's a good guy,
Yeah.
good neighbor.
This is batch 24.
Yes.
So
Okay.
weighing those 100 ballots in the beginning gives us a standard weight. And instead of by just weighing one, that could be a light ballot, it could be slightly heavier. By doing 100 and then averaging it, it gets rid of more of that variance.
So that's our first variable that we work with, that number.
Is that, yeah, that
Okay.
is the average weight per ballot.
All right, so
Gotcha.
we're looking for ballot 2241, multiply that, and there's the
Yeah, that's already.
15.418 is
Oh,
that.
okay, so we're on,
Cap 6.
cap
Cap
6, okay.
About 2241.
Okay, and I am flipping.
Yes.
Yes,
Flip, Ramondo.
yeah, the person who puts it down is the one who flips.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Steve. I put it down. Did you hear that, Kim? I do put it down. Flip. These are extremely heavy.
Yeah. I don't know how that, it doesn't matter, but still. Two of them, got two of them that are.
How close are we?
Oh,
Anywhere near?
no.
I doubt it makes a difference because it's still attached.
Mm-hmm. Now we're getting, you see where we are?
I must have tried to put those in sideways.
That could be.
The 1.7 off. 1.1 off.
He is over here calling numbers that are very hard. I mean, these numbers are hard.
Just 0.5 off.
You all just don't know the math. You don't know the formula behind what he's saying. Unbelievable. What, 3 or 4 ballots?
I'd say probably 6.
6 ballots. Unbelievable. Will you look at that?
Is that it?
It's incredibly close. It's unbelievably close. Ooh, that one must be on a diet. Why didn't it change?
It was just, I don't know, it just must have taken a minute.
We're gonna use this one?
That's the one. It's only off by 1 gram.
Okay.
The other one was off by 7 grams. So that's close.
And if the ballot is 6.88 grams, then yeah. So 7 would have been 1 ballot.
Yep.
Okay, so it's batch 24. Ballot 2241. Okay, I'm ready.
Biden,
Okay,
Warner.
okay.
All right. And we're down to 922, so. We go down to
How did they end up with an
6.34.
odd shaped box like that?
I like you, and I'm so thankful for you. That's a long way down.
Yep.
So I'm not,
I'm
Well,
flipping. I'm gonna put them back in the
appreciate
boxes.
getting the,
Okay. I'm not gonna give you that many of it.
the package
We're just gonna
of
take our
the
time.
unused ballots, and the ballots, especially the ballots, because they don't fit in those envelopes.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we get a box, even half that size, depending upon the election, so we can put them in and just wrap the envelope across the top of it. That's, otherwise we're throwing tape around them and that really messes things up.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're down, looking for 922 now?
Yes.
6.3436.
Do you like
Or you
the
just start
extra
with about
steps, or do you want to?
50? You think so? How many?
200 grams off, so about 20 to 30.
Oh,
Now that was okay because you're trying to hit 343.
I had 3-6.
Yeah, so that was above. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm scared.
It's okay. 3, 8,
How many?
5. One back, 2 more. Take off 1 more and see if that's close.
Unbelievable.
It's not. Take it off. That one's 4 grams off. Without it, 3 grams off.
That's our future. I want to live in his city. Want to live in his city?
Even if it's in Utah?
Even if it's in Utah.
That's pretty country out there. I may need that letter from the clerk.
I'm ready.
All right, you have Biden
Okay.
and Warner.
Okay.
We're gonna be,
Are you in gut
Up to
school?
you. Up to you. You're the one.
I did not make that.
You just surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. That's okay.
yeah, I'm over the other side of the courthouse, on this side.
My son is a junior in class.
One, you take a small break, but then I'll switch to the block.
I might know.
Pardon
I might know.
Jeffrey Wooters?
Oh, I definitely.
The other block right here.
Yeah, him and I did senior regional tryouts. We hold the same position in the South Central region.
That's feasible.
In the what?
It was great.
Senior regional.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, we tied.
We're halfway.
Yeah, we both got
We're at
11.
the halfway through already.
Yeah, we only have
Tell me your name
1,
again?
2, 3, 4,
Morris.
5
Drew
more
Morris.
boxes.
Wait, 5
And you
more
have auditions on Saturday, or this weekend, right?
Yeah, for states.
Yeah, we only have 8 ballots.
Yeah, I definitely know who he is.
Can we get
That
this
should be
done?
okay to get this done.
The park fairy?
Yeah.
But she's not so
I
fair.
predicted.
I tell you, she's not so fair.
Yeah. Well, I can always throw myself on the mercy of the court.
Just think if we wanted a pandemic, we could go get a morsel to eat. But we can. Or 2.
A morsel, a morsel, it depends upon how hungry you are.
Your response about what do you teach students remind me of
Today's the.
conversation I had many, many years ago with an old timer in Maine.
Yeah.
I'd asked him if he'd always spent his entire life in this community. So he said, not yet.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, when I say that, it's meant to come across humorously, but it's still an important point.
Yeah.
Because we don't teach subjects. We teach students about the subject that is of interest to us. And when we forget that, we suddenly are no longer teachers.
Good point. All right. All right. Now, how are we going to get this?
I'll get that for you.
We can do it together?
This is,
Show them where the thing is.
So that's Cap 6, I think.
Yeah, cap 6.
Cap 6.
24.
Let's put it together.
Teamwork, teamwork.
All right, work. Makes the dream work.
Yes, it does. Oh, such a lot of things.
I think
That's it.
Yeah, we got it.
Cap 3.
One from cap 3.
No, that's gonna be interesting. Since they slid around like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I would just say, let's take them out in the sequence that they come out, because they slid around inside that box. And statistically, it doesn't really matter so long as we're making an effort.
All
Like I
right,
said, it doesn't really
so
matter. There's not a whole lot we can do about
cap
it.
3,
There
right?
is not.
Yes,
So we're looking for 1781.
yes.
They're looking for specific randomized ballots to check.
That's
So there's our magic number.
Okay.
That's about as random as you can
We'll
get.
get it random here.
Yeah.
You're looking for 12, 5.
Okay.
So
And do I
let's see.
still flip them?
Yes.
Then 6, 5, and this is 3.
Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
Which ones have we done so far?
You've done the ones that I've checked in here, we're working on.
Thank you.
Yeah. The rest of them should go fairly quickly. We've got two out of this one. Yeah. I've got one out of this one, 2 out of cap 2. And 2's got 3.
What does that mean?
You gotta
Take
take
some off.
Did you put that one?
How much? Take off how many?
30.
Funky box.
Yeah.
You flip this one as you hand it to me, right?
Yeah, of course I did. 4.
4, 5. 5. Take one off and see if that's
She
supposed to.
put that one too, so.
Take one off and see if it's supposed to. No, that one is supposed to with it.
Yep.
So that's the one.
You're right, it does be counting them up.
Yeah, we'd still be on the first box.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we generally do in the batches of 100 on election day. But only in the general.
7.
That's the one person only did 1,400.
Biden. Warner.
Okay.
That's that good. Jones.
What was that
No
one?
wonder I had trouble with it so hard.
I'm sorry.
Said no wonder I had trouble with it. It was so hard.
What were the results of that?
The results,
Yeah, what was that report?
Biden and
Warner.
I went to school one time with a guy named Ed Smitansky.
Who's Miss Kansky?
Ed Smitansky was he was a grad student where I went to school in Illinois, up near Chicago. And he worked security, and he was working the evening shift. And I think I was an electrician's assistant and within there doing changing the clocks for daylight savings time. And I happened to be down at Building and Grounds when his wife came here. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. So I figured after she left, while he was eating supper, I'd give him a hard time. I said, Ed, your wife must have loved you something fierce to take on a last name like Smitansky. He said, well, I don't know. Her maiden name was Krasnopolsky.
Steve, I need someone. Let's put it back
We'll
better
let
than
John do it. I'm just supposed
No,
to
you
look.
just hold it. Yeah. So y'all playing Christmas. Yeah. I wanna. This thing is.
We're halfway through. 7 out of 14.
You can't, so I'm gonna even wait to tell you.
The highest left is the 3600 one. No, that's in batch 2.
Yeah.
Cat, well,
The batch
It's in
20
batch
kept
one.
2 batch. It kept batch 2, yeah. 3666 is the highest one.
yep. That'll be fun.
What, that's cap 2, did y'all say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cat 2 or 36.
Thank you, my son. All right, moving right along. Next. Oh, goodness.
Take a small one first.
Oh, here. Okay. Thank you, John.
Is that
This
rubber-
is
that
1-1.
rubber band?
Yeah, 1 and 1 more.
Same as that rubber band that's stacked
You need
part of the
number
2 boxes
127 out of
underneath it, or is
one.
it separate?
Separate.
127
You want to need some more?
Sure.
Help yourselves.
The woman was actually worked pretty good on the top.
John, you want some? Thank you. Ladies?
Really, I can't wait to see where your future takes you. You're a special young man.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate your help today. You're welcome.
All right, I need to flip, right?
Yes.
What one is this?
This is,
0.873.
We're
1-1.
looking for number 12711.
Oh, wait.
So take about half of those out.
Oh, you got one about to go deep, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow, I need some back. Don't I need some? I need, wait.
Let me turn it over. I'll give them to you off the top.
And the whole philosophy behind it is that they teach a lot of higher math, and then instead of just teaching it as like.
That's unbelievable.
we're gonna
That's
learn
pretty good.
mathematics, Then they make
You hit it?
That's number
Mhm.
127.
Electrical and software engineering, that's his focus. Using higher mathematics. I would probably go into using that focus in economics and fiscal policy. He currently works at.
Sorry, I forgot half of my job.
Wait a minute, I haven't done mine either. I was listening to Drew.
Batch 1, number 127.
Okay.
Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Gate.
Software engineering, computer engineering from Georgia.
All right, so we only do
My dad is an accountant for
That was easy.
that was 1-1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what's 1-1? Yeah.
The infamous 1-1. Heritage Baptist.
Heritage Baptist. Oh, okay, I wonder which number.
You know who that belongs to.
I think at this time, all communications regarding 1-1 need to cease, in case they're listening. Because I'm sure they are.
So the interesting thing is, after we changed over to Heritage Baptist, it's amazing how many people from 1-1 came over to the side because they didn't read the second word and they came to Heritage Methodist.
That's right.
Which is understandable, but we just sent them down the road and it took them 3 minutes or 4 minutes to get over to where they were supposed to be and they still voted.
We just had to reroute them.
Yeah, and they were good natured about it. I did have one guy that was driving up Leesville Road and saw the sign, so he pulled into our place and said, "Can I vote here?" And I said, "Well, what's your address?" "He's supposed to be over at First Nazarene." I told him, I said, "Well, I just saw the sign, so I thought maybe I could vote here instead of driving the extra mile." I said, "No, sir, you have to go where you're registered."
The extra mile.
Yeah,
Such a long way.
you come into a church and you won't go the extra mile.
Oh, that was good.
About that.
That was good, Steve.
Why, thank you. I'll tell my son that I actually came up with another one.
Stan said he wanted to supply.
That's right, we're doing about one per 8 minutes.
Really?
Move.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to see you
Sounds
gonna
like
take.
Is there a restroom?
Shouldn't take that long.
Oh, we
Restroom.
Hey, David,
How does this
Yes.
can we take about 2 minutes to move cars and hit the bathroom?
In the very beginning.
Bring in
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short break. Public watching, we're taking a short break. I think we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Todd, I'll go out to my car and wait until I see you out there. Okay.
And that's the way that we
Kim, do you have my keys?
look over the balance every time.
No. I don't know why I should, but no. Check the coat cover. Now, keys first and find later.
That's how we would kind of run into stuff.